Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I'm sharing a video that I had previously uploaded, had a big kind of uh-oh moment, and had to quickly take it down, and I knew that I needed to redo the voiceover and go ahead and upload it anytime in the month of February. I previously thought that this cut file was from Cut to You, and so I thought I was going to be using it for design team purposes. However, I'm still not sure where I found this cut file. It was in my downloads, so I went ahead and used it. So it's basically just a title that says Family Fun, and I used photos that I had taken on my phone from New Year's Eve 2022, just some stuff that we were kind of doing around the house that day. And I wouldn't say that these papers are necessarily like New Year's Eve. I think the tradition for layouts like that are things like black, silver, gold, white, anything kind of along those lines. I have said this in the past. I tend to go with what I like. I tend to go with what I am in the mood for, and I just pick what I like. And I was in the mood for kind of bright and fun. And so I just dug through my Simple Story stash. I pulled some papers from a couple different collections. I pulled some floral dies, and I pulled this like letterboard die that I have. If I can think of the name of it, I will link it. I'm pretty sure it's not available anymore. I think I bought it when it was on clearance, and I'm blanking on who the manufacturer is. Like, I want to say it's Mama Elephant, but that doesn't sound right either. So I don't even think I was really paying attention when I printed my photos. I just do like a quick edit and eyeball the sizing. I tend to just measure how big I'm going to do my title, and I kind of base my photos. I think in this instance the majority of them are around 2x3, maybe 3x3. I can't remember. I did this layout weeks ago. It's already sort of filed in my shelves to go into albums. So I'm a little foggy on some of the details. This is also kind of the first video that I've edited in a while. I had mentioned in my Facebook group that I've just kind of had a little bit of anxiety around posting lately. Not necessarily anything specific. I mean, there was some specific things, but some of the joy had gone out of it, and I kind of needed to figure out what was going to work for me, and I kind of figured out that forcing it was not going to work. So I kind of focused on some other things around my house and just kind of waited until I was in a better mood and was really wanting to craft. I definitely think preparing for the crop that I just came back for really helped. I 100% overpacked. If you saw my packing video, I felt like I consolidated a lot. However, I kind of didn't map out my time very well. When I am doing my own thing or I'm following a sketch, I work really slow, and previous years when I've gone to this crop, I have packed page kits from like Scrapbook Generation where I was literally just bringing tools and maybe some ink for the edges of paper, foam adhesive, maybe some letter stickers, and like journaling, and everything else was sort of provided in those page kits. And I could get through a ton of those with some dedicated time at a crop, and that was why I used to bring those. I've sort of transitioned into really preferring sketches from them and doing my own thing, or kind of just coming up with something like a grid style, or clustering things around a big cut file title is kind of the season that I'm in now. But it takes me forever. You guys, I'm slow. Like, from somebody that makes videos and watches videos, most people are also slow. We all just speed up our videos and it makes it look like it goes by so much quicker. You know, the magic of editing, I hear a lot of people say, and it is 100% true. So yeah, back to trying to discuss this layout. So because I had just pulled random papers, I knew that these papers I bought from a different crop where the girl would always have like big packs of paper from Simple Stories, and I think she was selling it at like 10 cents a sheet. And I would load up on like my favorite pattern. But that meant that there was no matching embellishments. And I was fine with that, especially with this layout. I knew that the title was going to be an opportunity to embellish. I kind of picked the more busy A side to back my title with, and then I wanted to have a way to explain that this was New Year's Eve, so that was why I went looking for a small alpha. Typically when I pull a small alpha, it's going to be this letterboard one, and I decided today that I was going to go ahead and actually put it together in its like intended purpose as a letterboard. I don't think I've ever used it that way, but this was really cute. I cut 2 of the frames in a navy cardstock from Scrapbook.com. I'm really liking those pads that they have. That's just like plain colors of cardstock. I did 2 layers because I did want it to kind of have that like frame look. I think it would have been cute with like 3 or 4. I just wasn't feeling it today. And then I went ahead and stacked the letters 3 layers each. Do you need to do this? No, but I enjoy it. I personally like the repetitive process. I like the end result. I like it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to kind of settle into this doing things that I like regardless of what other people think, because that's probably why you're here. If you're watching, that's probably one of the reasons. I am desperate to get through editing this video. If the audio sounds off, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm not sure why it's happening, but the like narration tool keeps turning off, and it's doing it randomly. It's not like syncing up to all the separate video clips. It's just being like, nope, I'm done in the middle of a sentence. So I keep trying to stop and go back and listen and figure out where it's cutting me off. So if it sounds a little choppy, I'm sorry. We're not running a professional show here. We all know that by now. At this point, I'm just trying to start the struggle bus so that we can drive the struggle bus and we can go on the road trip with the struggle bus. So again, back to the layout. This little letterboard, I think is what they're called, ended up being really cute. I just kind of added the continuation of my title on there so that it is going to read New Year's Eve Family Fun. To me, it's one of those things where I can either quickly come up with a title or I'm going to struggle with a title. And if I quickly come up with a title, I kind of know to just go with it. No matter how much work it's going to be, no matter how many letters long it's going to be, I go with it. So again, I like the stacked look, so I do the stacked look. You could totally do letter stickers. You could make one of these with just your paper trimmer and some letter stickers and kind of come up with the same result. So I'm going to go ahead and commit basically to putting everything down. This was one of those ones where I kept kind of second guessing placement of things, so I hadn't put things down right away. And then I think at this point I'm still thinking that I'm going to do like journal strips that are the width of the word family, because that's what I would traditionally do. It's what I like the look of it, where there's a word for it and I'm spacing on it that has to do with like text editing. So anyways, moving on. This was when I had ordered the journal strip and I was just too dang excited to use it. So I was like, screw it. If my journaling strips aren't as wide as the word family, who cares? We're going to move on. We're going to make this work, because I was so excited to use this. This was my sort of first run with it. And I had left this. So when I was originally doing this video and I was talking about this die, I wanted you guys to hear it. it doesn't do it every time. It's sometimes when you run it through, it's got this like happy little like wind chime musical sound, and I don't know. It's one of those like dumb things that just kind of makes you happy. So I said in the other, I don't remember which video I had, it might be the tutorial on the strips, but I intentionally bought this. Like, I was watching a card making video, I saw her using it, I stopped, I went and ordered it, I came back to the video. Because as soon as she pulled it out, I was like, oh man, that's like a really good size for journaling strips. And then the fact that you're getting all these blank ones after you've run it through, it would be really easy to stack them instead of like trimming blank pieces or foam adhesive. I tend to go with what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I really like the shadow that foam adhesive gives you. Sometimes I really like this kind of faux chipboard vibe that stacked die cuts give you. And this was so quick and easy, you guys. Everything was like, because it's from this die, everything is sized perfectly. Because it's rectangular shapes, you can kind of use like your desk to line them up really easily. This was about the point where I was like, oh wait, I've left myself this kind of awkward opening. Like, what are we gonna do? I've already glued stuff down. What are we gonna do? So I went ahead and just played around. I thought maybe I would double stack them like 2 across, and I was like, no, I don't really like that. I decided to go ahead and have it go from the top of that photo up, and if it covered my title, I was okay with that, because again, it's just one of those, I can't think of the word, it's like a publishing thing with titles and text and stuff like that. Anyways, I don't mind when my journaling touches my title or completely goes over my title, or touches a photo, goes over my photo. I like that. To me, it's everything is kind of cohesive and it fits really well. So from there, I was like, okay, now I've got these weird open spaces. I don't have any embellishments that match. What's my solution going to be? And I just did a quick dig through of a bunch of stuff that I basically haven't put away yet. And I was subscribed to the Spellbinders small die and large die clubs, I think. And so I had these 2 from the large die, and I noticed that they both had some greenery and some florals. That was my sad attempt at learning how to make a reel. We're not going to go into that. Anyways, I cut a bunch of stuff in colors that matched the floral paper in the word family. And those, what were they? Oh, the Scrapbook.com like colored cardstock pads. I just sat at my computer, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I die cut a whole bunch of stuff. And my intention was to kind of just make some floral clusters to fill in those like open gaps that I have. And I only did 2. Now this is the point where I'm like, they're kind of missing something. I don't have any of the blue in here. So I'm still addicted to like the tiny stacked die cuts for small embellishments. So I pulled out some hearts. I pulled out a scrap of Doodlebug, like petite prints that matched this lighter blue. And I just made myself a bunch of little tiny hearts that I could scatter basically all over. I'm not really upset with myself that this is my current like addiction, because they're fun to make. They're so cute and tiny. They fit everywhere. I'm still obsessed with the hearts. The stars are my second favorite. And if you're tired of them, I'm sorry, but they're gonna continue. So, yeah. Okay. Photos of the layouts. As always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate all the support. And I will catch up with you guys in a later video and over in my Facebook group. Links below to anything I could possibly think of. Catch you guys later.